Hello, hello, everybody. Time for some random mayhem again. Number 5 today, so 2 rounds to go in the mini series. And yeah, time to spin some wheels again for very, very interesting combinations for sure. So I guess I will up the wheels then. This is why we're all here. And then let's get on with the show. And so I'm ready. So, most important, probably, uh, next to the track, of course, will be car class. So, 4 options still available for FR and R combined, 4 in all-wheel drive, and 3 MR or FR separated. And let's spin the first wheel of the spinning. Get our category. True. FR racing. Right. But next up. Track layout. Many options. You still can't read it. There are so many options, but yeah. Find out in a second where will we head. Ooh, it's a red. Oh, Goodwood Motor Circuit. Yikes. That's great track for Group 3 racing, right? So, but again, no rain there for this track, unfortunately. So how long race gonna last? And it's a long one. 50 minutes. Got a bit lucky, not the full 60 minutes of racing. Iowa. You get something crazy. Settings for the tire wear. It's times 4 FR. That a little interesting. Cool. I think it was so far not bad with the fuel, and it looks like a very low consumption. So that's manageable for 50 minutes. Probably still need a pit stop with those settings. How much fuel do we have on board to race? A lighter car. This time 60. So I say definitely pit stop confirmed. What is the mandatory tire compound? Something that sounds kind of boring. Maybe medium hard. Softs. I don't know. Times 4 are mandatory. And auto race at Goodwood. I think it's usually not that high aware that track, but I could be wrong. Time of day. Time of day. Late morning. Fast time travel. One, okay, that's better, I think. Settings. Great. Oh, times two the consumption speed 4, 5. Just jumps over 5 per second. Then have damage. Heavy damage again. Awful. Are lucky. Are lucky. No damage today. And final spin for the race. Start. Rolling start. Let's start with false start check. And it's a good start without false start check. Right. So I think that's all the settings we have here. Then wait. The lobby is safe. Settings. Wait the room. Have fun. So the lobby code. Then feel free to join for the practice. Always, I will update settings, graphics. See you. Couple of minutes. So the graphics is ready. And I have had a typo in the lobby code, room ID. The one and the L was close, right? It was possibility to get it right, and yeah, I'm old. I I have classes, but I still can't. So yeah, sorry for the guys in Discord panicking like, oh, room not found. What's happening? Ah, ah, you don't need to practice, probably. Never. So yeah, um, so Group 3 FR cars today for round number 5 at the Goodwood Motor Circuit. 50 minutes of racing starting in the late morning. So times 1 progression on time. We have tire wear times 4. Fuel consumption sits at times 2. We have the racing team compound as the mandatory tire today. Refuel rate will be at 5 liters per second. We start with 60 liters of fuel. We don't have damage today. And the grid start without the forward start check will be used to get this race going. There are FR cars at Goodwood. What do you actually want to have at this track? So it's 3 very long power sections. Yeah, but you still need a little bit of downforce, good handling. So maybe also traction, so good traction coming out of the corners. And I think the the thing that most drivers will be happy probably is the no damage, because on Goodwood definitely have the death chicane, final chicane. It's pretty tight, walls are closed, so that should help definitely. And so what's a good car on speed? Cornering as well. Oh, having a look in a minute, just bring up the championship standings after 4 rounds. And Lemony now, oh, he jumped on Scout. Fair. Now 8 points. So yeah, last round the Mazda touring car at Le Mans. Wasn't Oscar's favorite combination, let's put it that way. And yeah, we also had like double points for that race. So after the race, we spin the wheel to decide the multiplier for this one, and Lemony scored big time here, winning. So it's the favorite for the remaining 2 rounds of the season, but with the randomness and stuff, you never know what will happen. So yeah, the standings there, some quite close in the mid pack. Could change the order basically every round. And then let's have a quick gander at the car. So we see a Lancer Evolution, Beetle, BRZ, interesting, RCF, Nissan, BMW, a Corvette. That Corvette might be interesting. It's fairly good on acceleration, also not shabby on top end. Oh, recently it was the Volkswagen Beetle at Bathurst that performed really good, so maybe that's why we are seeing 2 of the Beetles here. That BRZ, this Zubi, it's I don't know, lacks a little bit of acceleration in top end. But will be a monster the technical section. BMW should be a good all-rounder. And yeah, I don't know. Lancer Evolution? Mitsubishi. I haven't seen that car for a while. So that is interesting. So that's now the part. So not much time left, of course, to find the car if you have like a bit of a choice here with open category, basically, so Group 3 FR. So it's not a one make, then you have to pick your car. Test a little bit also the strategy. 3 minutes. The race times 4 tire wear. Mediums are mandatory. And we're starting on 60 liters of fuel, so that first stint already on a lighter car, less fuel, might also be something to consider if you're starting at the front. Maybe go for the softest tire compound that is still manageable. But I have no clue what strategy might look. As always, that's the idea behind this series, right? So you don't have time to practice really, apart from those couple of minutes here when the lobby is up and the settings have been decided by the wheel. Also the track, I think also very rarely used in racing. So it looks like kind of easy, I think, if you look at just like the track map itself. But this is like a British old school track, of course, and there's not much runoff. So if you're off track, you're off track for ages. Like it's nice grass here at the Goodwood Motor Circuit, definitely, but you're having a hard time to get off that grass again. And also the racetrack, like not the widest you can imagine. So 2 wide situations, 3 wide is not possible here at this track. And definitely that final chicane with the walls really very close. Go into that section. Easy to clip the entry. It's easy to clip the outside. It's easy to understeer on the exit over the grass. And also a kind of tricky pit entry, to be honest. Like it's very narrow, so you can risk like flying into that pit entry, but you can risk to hit the wall, get a reset. You can also risk, I think, getting a track limit penalty or a pit lane line cutting penalty. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the drivers will have to pit with the settings, so just bring them up on the screen for you. Definitely an interesting race, and usually Goodwood is a survival race, so the less errors you make, the better your position is, so you don't have to be like the upright fastest driver at all. Just be very consistent, keep it on the gray stuff. Avoid the off tracks. Avoid some spins and also avoid some resets by the game. If you're driving off track for too long, you know what's gonna happen. A massive reset on track, and you're probably out of the race for a top spot. So that is for sure. So what's time? So just under 15 minutes before, and we'll start into the 10-minute qualifier session. Let's jump into the spectate mode and have a quick look. What lap times can we expect? 1:09. That's on Racing Softs currently, so drivers are testing the Racing Soft tire compound. See how far they can get. You see just the exit, final chicane, a little bit of grass was involved. Is the Beetle any good on tires? But also the lobby is up for nearly 20 minutes. I think Beetlejuice joined a little bit later, so I would argue it's roughly 10 minutes in on those softs. So probably just a compound you will see for the qualifying then. But Beetlejuice rocking that Finnish patriotic livery, Suomi. I don't know, it looks like hockey or whatever, I don't know. Dashy going in the WRX. That's also a car I haven't seen in a while in lobby racing. But I think it's one of the cars for this week's daily race at Monza. Richie now fastest in the warm-up, using the Nissan GTR in one of his never-ending liveries he made for last minute racing. Oh, was that the Fuji race? Probably. But I used that one. Let's get it on board. See the challenges of this track. So fast, double right, turn 1 and 2. You need to carry the speed, but of course you don't want to run wide, then flat out. There comes into the next fast chicane. So a little lift on the entry over the curb, and then brake a bit harder. It just touches the grass a little bit. And then on the exit is quite important. So you don't want to go sideways, because it's the next power section. So you arrive at the next double right hander. And then on board to the chicane. Did a quite decent lap here on the medium tire compound. 1:10, 1:10.0. That's that lap number 6 for Sluxy on the softs. Interesting lap times, 10, 20, 10, 20. So yeah, it's not easy to do consistent fast lap times. But yeah, still like the fact that we see different approaches again for those category races. So the drivers have their favorites, so different opinions on what is good or what might be good. Yeah, that's chicane. That chicane, we will see plenty of hits and slowdowns. So the good thing is there is no damage today. So that's probably one of the few positives with that combination. Eco is off track, also something we might be seeing a couple of times later on. It looks like the drivers are now sticking with their car picks. Getting a feel, an idea, like fuel consumption, how long can you run on a set of tires with fuel, with the tire wear. And also this 50-minute race is probably something, but that's not that common. So I think last time when we had a 50-minute race, some people were also a bit confused. They put in too much fuel, like for a 60-minute race, and Also underestimated tire wear and stuff like that. So yeah, it's interesting. Oh, Lemony also going in a GTR in a different last minute racing livery, I think. Yeah, I see the 45 showing on the number board. So let's inform the drivers that we will be starting soon. To 4 minutes than before. Start in the qualifying session. Time for some last minute adjustments, maybe, or just now stick with it. What? Like within the regulation, BMW, that Corvette, HGT, and I don't know, yeah. Other one, the Viper, the Nismo, the AMG, Z4, Mustang Crew, Aston Martin, Vantage, Hyundai Genesis, something. You also have the SLS AM concept. Lexus, that's in the lobby. The BRZ is in the lobby. DBR9, that's probably not competitive. Genesis X, probably see the Beetle. FT1, Toyota. Oh, this could maybe a interesting car. Maybe that Mazda RX Vision GT3 concept. WRX. That F-Type. Probably the straight's not long enough to. That Mazda Atenza. Oh, forgot about that car. Suzuki VGT. Something. The super silhouette. Like enemy M3. But probably also not the fastest, and answer that being, I think that is available cars I'd expect. And so we probably end up with Beetle, there's that RCF, WRX, M6, and Corvette. Practicing the pit entry, not a bad idea, after all. Head into qualifying session. Ten minutes. Go. Are locked in now for the travels. You see like cars in the parking lot disappearing, going on to the track. Now we have a Lemony Squeeze, Shelty, Sluxy. Where is the BRZ? It's a nice camera shot, but I don't see that car. Eco. Getting again a bit of a funny timing tower. So hopefully that will fix itself. Richie in the GTR. So we saw Shelty, Dashy in the WRX, Evo in that Corvette, Eco the BMW, Oscar in the RC, F and Beetlejuice in another Beetle, and Lemony already approaching the final sector. So let's go on board once again. Cruising through the chicane, and now also sitting in that Nissan GTR. It's the downshift or rotation probably, and had to lift too much, touches the grass a little bit. Not the ideal run out of the first two turns. Now something like a bravery section, especially that left-hander. Early on the power again. Dropping 2 gears maybe, no, staying in third. Riding the inside curb, touching the outside, but keeps it on the grey stuff. Now power up at that little hill past the penalty zone. And on the left-hand side you see a bit of concrete. At the end of it you should go on the brake for those two right-handers. And now make or break into the chicane. You go second to third. And it's a 109, maybe 109.5. First time, fastest time we've seen so far. Shelty, second, Richie, fourth. Sluxy, P3 Dashy moves up into P4. Who's the next driver? Should be Evok in the Corvette. Oscar up to P2 with also a sub 1 minute 10. That leaves us with Beetlejuice, a 1 minute 10.3, that's P5 for now. So, two drivers, sub 1 minute 10, that's Lemony and Oscar, the two main rivals. Again, on that front row, Oscar purple in the Lexus RCF. And we have Shelty and Sluxy on row number 2 currently. Ooh, Sluxy cutting the grass, straight lining. Also again wide. Lemony improves 109.3. Sluxy practices the pit entry. There's Shelty, he improved to a 109.7. That is P2 jumped Oscar, who was purple. First sector. Can he improve? A little bit. Eco also into the 109s, 109.8. So that's 4 minutes in this session, 6 to go. And drivers are changing tires, so fresh softs, hoping for more grip. Where is Richie? Richie, the 3-second penalty, also fresh soft tires. Richie did a 109 something on the warm-up. Could be someone also to watch. Shelty improving again, 109.5. So closing that gap to Lemony. 1.5, 10 to this one now, and Shelty staying out. 5 minutes in. Who's the next driver to set a lap? Taiko. Didn't improve. Oscar into the pits. New run. Just straight out. So didn't care about the fuel situation. Some drivers, they made the in lap and to run on less fuel with the fresh tires. BMW also very good first sector. It looks like the first sector is not like the best in the GTR, but then the rest of the lap better. Let's see. Nico lost a little bit throughout that lap. So will he come in, change tires? He won't be improving. Nope. Staying out, doesn't get the run. Sluxy getting closer to that 109. And Richie, as expected, a 109.7. That's P3 for now. 3.5 minutes to go. See people improving. Also Beetlejuice with a 109.9. So 6 drivers sub 1 minute 10. Luxy Dashi with a 1 minute 10 and Evo trying to find the pace in the Corvette. A 1 minute 12 at the moment. Not much time left in this 10-minute quali. Lemony still on pole. Shelty E2 fresh tires. Sluxy up to P4 with that 109.7, so we have like close gaps. Oscar now P3 again, second row start if it stays like this with a 109.61, so that's just a little bit quicker than Richie, who is purple. Using quite some grass here for the run, trying to find the shortcuts. Will he get the power down and not understeer onto the grass a little bit? Still could be up for an improvement. 1.5 minutes to go. Let's wait. Lost a little bit through the middle sector. Might get 2 more attempts. Tire wear though crucial. Sluxy in for the final pit stop. Fresh soft tires. Might just make it across the line. Eco starting his final lap. Beetlejuice on the outlap. Dashi on an outlap. Evok on a flying lap. Will we see an improvement? Yeah, 8/10. That's a good chunk so far. Let's keep it together through that chicane with quite some margin. On the ultra aggressive line, still a 1 second improvement. So 1:11, getting closer to the 1 minute 10. 30 seconds to go. Lemony waiting. Gives himself a little bit of a room. Shelty. Oh, 109.2. Shelty steals that pole position, baby. Can Lemony get it back? The question. Here comes Oscar. This will be At the end of qualifying, it's a 1 minute 9.9. Doesn't improve Richie, doesn't improve Sluxy. Didn't make it, just missing out on that final lap in the quali eco finish. Beetlejuice is on the final lap. He's improving. What about Lemon? He just made it across the line. Needs to find a 10th roughly to grab pole and 1 bonus point. Tyre wear on the front left. Doesn't look that good. Beetlejuice set a faster lap time, P6. And Evoke into the 1:10s. Lemony's up 1/10, so on his personal best, it's not purple, so final chicane. And that looked pretty quick. We might get it. No! So Shelty takes pole in the Beetle, Lemony P2 and then Nissan, then Oscar in the RCF and Richie on that second row of the grid. Alright. Grab those results, then go over them. Okay, so Beetle on pole position with Shelty 109.296, Lemony squeeze in, and Nissan GTR Nispo with a 109.39. Joining him on the front row, then row number 2 we have Oscar and Richie. This is Nissan. So, and there, and row number 3 we have Sluxy in the group RZ, Beetlejuice second grid, the BMW 7th driver, sub 1 minute 10. Dashi in the WRX 8 and Corvette C7 with a 1 minute 10.8, so you quite a bit throughout this qualifying session. So and not too far off Dashi. Yeah. Goal is to keep it clean, minimize the mistakes, the off tracks. Alright, 2 minutes and then we'll start the race. 50 minutes it will be. Final time, I bring up settings today. Crew, the only FR cars could put motor circuit 50 minutes in a length. Late morning times 1 the progression, tire wear times 4, the fuel consumption times 2. All racing compounds are available. The medium is the mandatory tire to use. You have a rev rate at 5 liters per second. Start with 60 liters of fuel for that race for all of the cars. No damage, and we'll have a standard grid start without any false start. Check. Just rev it and be happy. That being said, let's prepare ourselves for the mayhem once again. Oh, see a couple of crashes, off tracks, all the stuff. So yeah, good start. Not sure, but which car is best off the line? We'll find out in a couple of seconds. Alright, let's get into the race. We have Shelty and Lemony on the mediums, Oscar's on the softs, mediums for Richie, mediums for Sluxy, mediums, softs for Eco, mediums and softs for Evoke as well. And we hear the sounds and we're off. Beetle with a good start. Shelty should keep that P1. Probably heading into the first turns. We see a bit of elbows out, coming out of the first turn. Ooh, and then we have the first spinner, the gunner. Who was it? Was it Sluxy? Sluxy and Oscar. Let's have a look at this situation. Sluxy waiting for Oscar, so it was a bit of a contact which forced Oscar wide, and then dirty tires into a spin. So not the ideal starter for Oscar, definitely. That's 8 seconds behind Dashi already. Lemony got into the lead on that first lap, so got past Shelty, who's in P2, Richie in third position. And they have Beetlejuice up to P4, Eco in fifth, Evoke P6, Dashi P7 at the end of this group. Now Oscar and Sluxy. You see the first victim of... No, it wasn't the chicane, it was the exit. Also, like, too much power down, too early. Losing the grip. FR cars at the rear is not that planted. So, Lemony trying to open up the gap and get out of the slipstream range, 1.3. Not quite there. Shelty, P2, Richie, P3, Eco versus Beetlejuice, inside line, and he made an overtake. Let's see that on the replay again. Inside line. And just held it. Might be in danger, yeah, so not the best run out of the chicane, and Beetlejuice with the pass again before Eco P5. Evoke in 6th position, so keeping it steady. As she lost a little bit, and then Oscar is pushing and trying to bring down that gap. It's 11.7 seconds to the leader at this stage, and how long will those soft tires last? I saw some close racing again between Eco and Beetlejuice this time. Beetlejuice stays in front. So, first time I think we do a little bit of tire and fuel watch. Roughly 50 liters remaining for the drivers. So yeah, that's quite similar. Richie behind Shelty, Ito and Eco, so not much of a difference. Evoke using more fuel currently. Dashi and Oscar right behind the WRX. Can he get the run? Oh, someone is wide on the exit. That looks like Evoke. Yep. Slipstream. Will it help, Oscar? The WRX is fast. Probably now Has to focus on the run into turn number 1, dashing onto the cross. It's a little bit of a compromised run, so this could be Oscar's opportunity. I'll get a good run out of turn 1 and 2. Lift. Couldn't get the power down that early, and will it be close enough? Don't think so. Has to back out of it. Eco lost also some momentum. The gap to Beetlejuice will suddenly open up. Dashi defending the inside line versus Oscar. Oscar trying for a cutback maybe. Ooh, Dashi nearly lost the car. And loses the car eventually. Unlucky. For a brief moment looks like he had it. But then it was just like that second movement of the car, left, right again, and then boom! Unable to control it. So 6 minutes in, soft tires, 50% down. So I reckon that's roughly 10 minutes on the softs. Also, Eco is on the soft tire compound. Has better tire wear on that front left compared to Oscar. And Lemony, very consistent lap times. Also the fastest lap. No, that's Oscar with the 109.5 currently. But that's 4 seconds now, and Shelty and Richie seem to be fighting. Now Richie on the inside line. Into the double right-hander. Richie just got in front. Can he hold the line? Bit over the grass. He might have dirty tires for the chicane. Could be a tricky one. Again, flirting with the grass. Are the tires clean enough for turn 1 and 2? Looks like. So can maintain this half-second gap, but also not under immediate pressure through the technical middle sector. Well, that GTR should have the downforce. Early on the power again, flirting with the grass, but not as much as Shelty. But yeah, has a better run, 6/10. Slipstream helps Shelty to bring that down to half a second. Again, Shelty in the Beetle. A good tire wear, I must say, so better than the GTRs, definitely. So 5 seconds for Lemony, 2 Richie in P2, Shelty P3, Beetlejuice in the second Beetle in the P4. Oscar is past Eco now. His front left tire is crying for help. He was stuck behind Eco for I think 2 laps and dropped into the 111s, so wasn't really gaining towards the leaders. So E6 have Evoque, Dashi and Slugsy after a catastrophic opening lap. He's found his way, his rhythm, and now close to the fellow Subaru driver, BRZ versus WRX. And the WRX, pulling away on the straight, but the final corners should be BRZ territory. Eco coming in early, roughly 10 minutes. So the first driver to stop, and more fuel coming into the car. 40 minutes to go, and it's the mediums now for the BMW driver. So battle of the Subarus. Dashi goes a bit too wide onto the grass, and Sluxy says thank you, I'll take the inside and move up into P7 for now. 4 seconds, that gap to Evoque. And we have a 7 to Oscar, who is still staying out. Probably could manage one more on those soft if he really wants to, but losing some time now to Lemmy. That's, I think, another 1.5 seconds lost on this lap. And yeah, it's in for Oscar. Will it be enough to finish the race on the mediums? Also fuel going in, and it's one of the closest battles on track. Poppy 2, Richie versus Shelty. Shelty with that tire advantage, and Shelty with a little bit of fuel advantage. Not much, but still a little bit. And we have a look at Oscar, who's on the medium, 75% compared to Eco, who's just on 55. Leaders on mediums. It's probably still a guessing game what to do with the strategy. 38 minutes remaining. And there are also those mediums after 12 minutes, so I don't know, 15 minutes shouldn't be an issue, but can you go 20 minutes on those mediums to go for the one stop? Pretty sure Shelty and Beetlejuice, they want to do Beetlejuice, yeah. Looking again after the tires. Maybe under driving the car a little bit, just to be sure to have some rubber left for the remainder of those stints. Shelty is roughly at 50%, Richie slightly over, and Lemony also over the 50% mark on that tire wear, so you have to be, I think, now a bit of a tire whisperer to go all the way to 20 minutes with those tires. But that's probably something the drivers have in mind, or they will like sprinkle in that one stint on the softs, roughly 10 minutes, what we have learned. Sluxy 1 minute 40 and a little bit of an off track brings Dashi back into the game. Fight for P5 currently between the two Subaru drivers. Tire wear not too bad on the BR set. Dashi struggling slowly with that front left. Then we have the three drivers that have pitted already, Eco and Oscar and Evoque as well, all on the medium tire compound now. Shelty slowly losing the contact to Richie, 1.2. guess Richie can't make 20 minutes on the mediums, but there's still like the option to go on to the hard tire compound, of course, to just do a one stop if you're not going for a two stopper. Could be an option. Lemony in the same situation basically. I'm pretty sure that Shelty's strategy is the medium one stop. The same goes for Beetlejuice. Yeah, Slugsy also with the tire wear in a okayish window to go for medium. There she picked up a track limit penalty, and can he survive for roughly 4 minutes? Would be interesting. Oscar and Nico, they swapped positions. They're in a similar phase of the race. Both started on the softs, on the mediums, and they probably want to go as long as possible, maybe until the end of the race on this compound. Lemony's in. That's 16.5 minutes. Richie staying out, Shelty staying out, so what's it gonna be for Lemony? We'll find out with the fuel. Don't think it will be softs. It's mediums again. Maybe a short stint on the softs to finish the race. So you lost roughly got a 6-second lead, something like that. Now 16 or 22 with tires and fuel. Yeah, it's still one of the shorter pit lanes. Here's some maybe, yeah. Go for the two stop. Richie coming in now. So Shelty, after starting on pole and leading for the first half, the first half of the first lap, that way around, now back into the lead. Beetlejuice P2. Both on those mediums. Lemony pitted. Medium for now. Richie and Slugsy both are in on a similar strat. So Richie is out on mediums and a full tank. Just 2 seconds to gap to Oscar. And Nico with a 1 second. Slugsy E7, mediums it is again, Evok is in, and Bashy softs. Now a shorter stint on those soft tires, and then back to the mediums, I reckon. So no one is really considering the hard tire compound. Stage 19 minutes in. Fuel just fine, tires will survive. So the two Beetles going for the one stop strategy, medium for the two Volkswagen drivers. Then Lemony in the GTR. Don't think he can go all the way on this compound, so I expect him to pit again. Richie should have the fuel, plenty of fuel I reckon. Too much fuel maybe, even. Richie was struggling after 15-16 minutes with the tire wear. So don't see him finish that race on those mediums. And Oscar and Eco Travers that pitted early. Softs, 2 mediums. We see the leader is in, Shelty. Beetlejuice going for one more. So lead lap. Body white and blue. BW Beetle. Will Shelty come out on track? So way in front of Richie. 4 seconds. Or they were running nose to tail or for the pit stop. And pretty sure Richie overfueled a tiny little bit. Where he lost definitely a couple of seconds. And lap times 1:10s, 1:11s now. Slowly getting into that groove. So what happened to Sluxy? 1:31.90 last time around. P7 to P9 again. That's a huge loss, 16 seconds. Even more, like roughly 20 seconds. Looking at 1:11s. So he's chasing Dashi again, so the super refight will continue. And how long can Beetlejuice stay out? But the fuel looking very low now. So maybe he wants to use the softs for a second stint, but it would be a very long one. That's too long, but maybe soft. Still staying out. It's 2.5 seconds. But looking at the fuel now, this has to be the in lap. Then it's 20. It's 25 for one stint, right? In time. So if you want to make that one stop work. Oh, yellow flags are showing. And there's still a little bit of fuel left. And tires as well, but I still think that Beetlejuice is on that one stopper. Lemony is back out, and as the leader, Beetle in pit lane. Shelty, I also think he will be stopping for one more time and then do a soft tire stint to finish the race. This could be probably the strategy for the top 5. One more pit stop needed for the drivers. Let's see Beetlejuice with the fuel. 70 liters roughly. So a bit more than the initial fuel, 60, and he was running very low. So just, I think, made sure that he will be able to do one more lap. 21 probably on this stint. And we have some bigger gaps. Ashy on his soft tires is low on the fuel. It's 25 minutes and 30 seconds in. It's probably due a pit stop now. Track limits are also a thing, and hello, Sluxy. What was that? That didn't look good. A weird snap, so this BRZ seems to be a very tricky car to drive. Probably can be really quick, but also always on the edge with that turbo kicking in. The Lemony squeeze 16.3 seconds, and now that's close to an extra pit stop. Richie 3.5 seconds, so gained a little bit on Shelty since the pit stop. And we also have Oscar just 2 seconds behind in P4 currently. Opened up the gap to Eco now to 6 seconds and a bit, and Beetlejuice on fresh mediums, who should be able to challenge Eco for that position. So Eco on worn mediums, lower on fuel. So I guess within the next 5 minutes we will see a pit stop from the BMW. There's no real urge still. You're losing time, and we have Dashi. A bit later, he was running out of fuel. Probably now going back onto the medium tire compound. This elevates Sluxy into P8 again. It has 40 seconds to evoke. Yeah, Dashi on the medium tire compound. We go back to Shelty, see the gap. Still losing a little bit to Lemony. 6-7 tenths per lap currently. Let's stay with Oscar. 2 seconds to gap Richie, so that's barely even on pace at this stage, with Oscar's tires getting closer towards their expected life. And we see the clock, the middle of the screen, 21 minutes to go. So I guess one more, maybe 2, and then pit for some fresh medium. So Oscar started on those softs and had this moment, lap 1, turn 1, and with the comeback drive now. Can he finish on the podium? It's not impossible. One mistake from Richie or Shelty off track, he will lose easily 2, 3, 4 seconds on that lap, and so I think P2, 3, 4. Maybe also we need to keep Beetlejuice in P6 in mind, that the only driver that is going for the one stop. Everyone else is most likely on that two-stop strategy. Oh. That was... I heard a car make a crash sound, so I think Oscar was a bit too aggressive heading in. Boom. Yeah, so good thing there's no damage. That's probably a 3-second penalty. If he gets really unlucky, no penalty for this one. Just a bit of a hello wakey moment. So he dropped behind Beetlejuice 16, 17 seconds. So Beetlejuice might be fighting for P2 for a podium here. Looking at those gaps. It's 16, 17 seconds between Shelty and Beetlejuice. So for the final 10 minutes, we should see pit stops from Lemony, Shelty, Richie. Eco will be pitching soon, this lap maybe. Would be, I think now, important for Beetlejuice to get that move done. He's losing too much time, but maybe he's okay with it. But remember, he's on a one stop. He doesn't really want to push that hard. Have to just look after tires. Now he gets the run. They're going side by side. Go brief moment. BMW on the inside, the Beetle on the outside, and looked like an easy overtake. So an Eco indicating to the right hand side he wants to pit now. Just wonder when will he make it? Yep. Pit entry. No drama. Will he gain some time? On Oscar it was 6 seconds, I think. And Oscar had this pit entry moment. Didn't cost him that much. But Eco gets 3 seconds. No, it was a little bit too optimistic. That's again a bit of a bummer. So Evo coming in for service. Tires are gone. Yes, Luxy also low on the fuel. Will he go for another medium set or testing the softs towards the end of the race? The Lemony is in. I think he doesn't risk the soft tire compound, just staying on the mediums. And for medium. So Beetlejuice just got in front of him. 1.2 seconds. Lemony can attack now, fresh mediums, a bit more fuel as well. And Oscar on the mediums with 14 seconds. So that's kind of interesting. So I think Lemony had 16, 17 seconds to Shelty, and Oscar just 14 seconds behind Lemony. He should also be in that fight for the podium. So Shelty, Richie, Beetle, and Oscar. We'll see. So Richie is in now. Let's see where he comes out on track. Will he stay in front of Oscar? Yeah, he's... Ooh, Lemony with an off track. He was close to Beetlejuice. Maybe too close. Gives Richie the opportunity. We'll have to go to the replay camera. Carry too much speed. Yeah. Oh, but got lucky. Wasn't forced into a spin. But here comes Richie. The two Nissans now close on track. Oscar on 9 seconds to gap. How long will Shelty's pit stop last? This will be the question. Can he stay in the lead after that mistake? I don't know. So Richie with a bit of off-track dirty tires. Beetlejuice 2.4 or 5 seconds then the gap to Lemony and 16, 17 seconds between Beetlejuice and Shelty. Shelty's tires still looking okay, fuel also okay. So I guess he is aiming for that soft tires, so roughly 10 minutes. So 2 laps, fuel should be okay, maybe 3. Play it safe, don't get that tire drop off on the softs towards the end. Lap times are still very good, low 1:11s. I think if he can keep that pace, he's in a good position to fight for the podium. So after that scare, Lemony is charging again. Under 2 seconds to gap, gets a good run. Richie again, where are you? You go the grass line. The trio. Also Oscar taking that line. 6.5 seconds, so he was gaining on the drivers in front. Eco in 6th, and I think that is a lapped car. That is Slugsy, who is on the soft tire compound now. So should have the grip and pace advantage. Will he have the run? He has more downforce. Then when he touched Eco, underestimated the difference in speed and grip. We'll stay with Shelty. Now, fuel indicator coming on. This might be the in lap already. As I said a couple of minutes earlier, to play it safe. One more after this. But be aggressive. Go on to the softs now. Hope they don't die. Lemony got past Beetlejuice now with the tire advantage and the fuel. He's pushing 16 seconds. Oops, another one. Lost some yellows. Shelty doing the extra mile. Playing it safe with the softs for the final stint. But how much time will he lose? He needs to put in some fuel as well. He should probably be close to Richie, and that will be the only driver on the softs. How much time can he gain? Interesting. Now the gap between Richie and Oscar seems to stay roughly at 6 seconds. This is not that good for Shelty. He needs to do that. Slugsy took the narrow line. Oh. It was close, so Lemony will get back into the lead. And crossing the line, Shelty in for service. Beetlejuice up to P2. Shelty View coming in. Richie got past Shelty, is out on track as expected on soft tires. 3 seconds, 3.2, yellow flag situation again. It's already gone, so Slugsy moving out of the way. Oscar 3 seconds behind Shelty, but I think that gap will go up. And Eco in P6, Evoque 7th. Dashi and Slugsy having a bit of a mare in this race. So, we have 8 minutes on the clock. That should be 6 laps, maybe, to go. And Richie close to Beetle now as well. Really get the move done. Beetlejuice defending the inside line. Richie has to back out a little bit. He has the tire advantage. Can he use it? And also there we have Shelty on fresh soft tires. Needs to use them for now. Best conditions for the race. First flying lap on fresh soft tires. Richie still stuck behind. Beetle 3/10. Should have the advantage now. He will be using the slipstream. Beetlejuice defending the inside line. No, not really. So Richie later on the brakes. Will he get it stopped? Yes, he does. So Richie P2 a bit too deep though onto the grass. Tricky chicane, and Shelty go on board with him. He gained massively and nearly the fastest lap of the race. He's has front row seats to Beetle versus Richie, and he wants to ideally get in front of them to run late entry. Oh, he had to lift here as well. Not ideal. Still, he can rely on the soft tires coming out of the following right-hander. So on to the brakes. Then get ready to use that trip advantage. 3/10. Beetlejuice has some slipstream as well. For a brief moment it looked like there was a gap, but then there wasn't. This would have been the run, I reckon. But then the rear came loose. Once again, next attempt. More grip this time. He should be able go for the pass. alongside for the right-hander. Beetlejuice lifting off. But that's one down for Shelty. Can he also get Richie? That's the gap. Beetlejuice to Oscar, 4 seconds. Oscar tires looking a little bit better. So Beetlejuice is suffering now. And with the tire wear. And this is the one driver to watch. 1 second to Richie. 4 minutes and a bit to go. But that's still 4 laps, I think. Oh, and Richie with a moment gives Shelty the inside line. Side by side they go. More speed. Shelty is on the inside, gets his nose in front just before the fast entry to the chicane, and Shelty up into P2 again. But this tire advantage won't last for that long. So if Richie can stay with Shelty, he might get that opportunity to finish P2. Ooh, that was wide again. Flirting with disaster. But it's trying. Which was smooth. 1.3. Oscar also maybe smelling an opportunity. 3.5. Gained on Beetlejuice, but then had a wiggle that didn't look too fast. Still 3.5 seconds. So sorry to the other drivers, not getting that much screen time. Still having a look at you and run down the 30 seconds. The gap to Eco in P6, 43 to Evoke in P7. So bigger gaps. Dashi in 8th position is on softs, and Slugsy on softs again, but a couple of laps down. He got it down to a 109.56, so he, I think that car has potential, but yeah, tricky to drive, and we saw it a couple of times now. The track needs all your attention. So 9.6 still that gap for Lemony, so I think he has this race in the bag. And then Shelty, yeah, the tire wear now kicking in. Still roughly a second. And then Beetlejuice now with the big drop off from 1.3 to nearly 3 seconds. Oscar's tires looking a little bit better, but will it be enough to really gain? Yes, it looks like 1.8. But the two drivers might be running on rims on the final lap. It's 1.8, so for now, just outside of the slipstream rights. Have a look at Lemony. Oh, hello, Barry. So Lemony will start the final lap of the race. Shelty, half a second that gap to Richie. 6, 7, 10. So not the best exit for Richie, but our Beetlejuice 4 seconds and 1.4 on the final lap as well. Oscar still that tiny little bit of a tire advantage. Probably turn 1 and 2 is where you lose so much time with no grip left on the front tires. 1.1. You need to jump back and forth between the fight Shelty versus Richie and Beetlejuice versus Oscar. 6 tenths, 5 This could be the golden opportunity. Eco finished in P6, it's 4/10. Will it be enough? We go back to Shelty keeps his 1 second gap. We have a yellow flag. It will be a lemony squeeze to win round number 5. Shelty will defend that P2. Richie P3. Beetlejuice versus Joscott comes down to the run, to the line. And Beetlejuice manages with the 1 stopper to finish in P4. Oscar, good comeback drive. P5, Eco, P6, then Evoque in the Corvette. P7, Dashi finished the race in P8. Sluxy in P9. And Oscar kept that fastest lap of the race as well. 1:09.5. Alright. So that is race number 5, round number 5 completed. We'll have a at race results. So Hyundai Nissan GTR Nismo with the victory. Shelty in the beat, started from pole, finished P2. Richie in third in that second sound, and the second till in P4 with Beetlejuice. Oscar P5 after the lap 1 incident, fastest lap of the race bonus for him in the Lexus RCF. Eco in that BMW 6. 7th Dashi Subaru WRX 8 and I nearly got that fastest at point though. Alright. So yeah, that is round number 5 in the books. So we have one more round to go. And that is surprise round 6 next Thursday to finish the Random Mayhem Mini Series. Yeah. Hope you have enjoyed yourself watching this or rewatching it or whatever. Again, the Wheel of Doom picked some interesting combination for this one. Yeah, one more round to go. Group 3, Group 4 in the mix, and tracks layouts still in that wheel available. Alright, so I'll stop waffling now. I hope to see you next week then for round number 6. Maybe also on Monday for TEC. Round number 8. I think, yeah, it's round 8. See? Yeah. Apart from that, as always, take care. Love you all and see you next time. Bye. Bye.